GF4 Entertainment, back at you again.
Woo!
Alright, y'all. GF4 Entertainment back at it again, y'all. Tonight we by the fireplace. We've been trying to get set up for a damn hour now. This shit ain't funny, man.
Oh, that's funny.
This shit ain't funny, bro. We've been trying to get set up for an hour now, man. Boy, it's hard dealing with, it's hard 20 years, man. It's hard dealing with a woman, bro. I ain't gonna sit there and tell you no lie, man. It's hard dealing with a woman, man. We out here trying to create something. And the more we try to create, it's like the more she got down work against me. I'm trying to create a beautiful ambiance in here. She complain about not having a place to sit. Then she complain about when I make a place for her to sit. She wasn't thinking about her back the whole time, but when I built something for my back, she got a problem with me building something for my back. 22 years, man. It's been 22 years of this shit. You understand? But I can't live without her. I don't want to be without her. I don't want to lay in the bed without her. But this is 23 years of this. You can't get around it, man. You can't get around it, bro. I can't make this shit up, bro. I can't make it up. Now we got that out the way. The do's and don'ts of 23 years. The do's and don'ts of 23 years, y'all. The do's and don'ts of 23 years. The first one on my list in 23 years, the first one, knowing what I know now, 23 years, I would have never started my wife off telling her that she didn't have to work, that she didn't have to provide, that she didn't have to basically do anything productive. That's how I started off with in our relationship. Why? Because that's the way my dad did my mom. But my mom was built in a sense that she always was a hustler regardless of what. Whether dad put food on the table or not, mama still was a hustler. So her being who she was, that didn't affect her in a negative way, because she was a hustler at heart. And during that time, she had many different types of hustle. Many different types of hustles, you know, in that time. You know, whether it was working a job, doing hair, cooking, even selling produce. Mama did a variety of things. So in my eyes, growing up, all I ever saw was my dad being the workhorse, taking care of mom. And if mom didn't want to work, I never heard my dad really told her she had to work. So being that she never had to work, but she still did work, in my mind, that was a good plan. A good plan to proceed into not proceed to, but to execute in our marriage. But when you got a different type of productive woman, my wife is not she can go and sell produce. You see what I'm saying? She don't sell produce. You know, she's not a cook. You know, she's not those things. But she has other talents that I would say I hindered her highest production, because at an early age in our marriage, in the beginning of our marriage, I always told her she didn't have to work. You see what I'm saying? But if I had reversed the role, she would have been a more powerful woman at an earlier stage. You see? She would have been a much, much more powerful woman at an earlier stage versus in a later stage. You see? So that's something I would never advise a newly married couple to do. I would never advise the man to tell his wife he doesn't have to work, because what he's gonna do is he's gonna hinder her production. He's gonna hinder her life, because she might start producing at a later age. If she start producing at an early age, then it's gonna be best for her if she do that at an early time in the marriage, more so in the beginning of the marriage. But when she start being productive later on in the marriage, like after she raise her kids and after she do this and after she do that, she gonna be behind the ball. She gonna be behind. You see what I'm saying? So a new marriage, I would advise you to start early, to start very early, and being your own woman or being your own man early, so that later on in the relationship you won't be behind. You won't have to play catch up. You see what I'm saying? So that's my number one. What's your number one?
I don't even know what my number one is right now. Like, I don't know.
You see, she behind. She behind. You see what I'm saying? 23 years, you supposed to already have a number one.
I mean, I don't think about those kind of
You
things.
see, but see, that's the problem. 23 years. If you was thinking on my mindset at an early time in the relationship, 23 years, you would have already came up with a do's and don'ts, whether you had them or not. I don't have to come up with this. It should already be in your head.
We never had a reason to talk about the do's and the don'ts. So
you've been living for how long now?
40 years.
40 years, right? So you're saying 40 years you couldn't automatically come up with a...
Okay, I got one.
Exactly.
All right,
Come on, let's get it now. Let's get it. Catch up.
I would say, I don't know. I can't. My mind is blank. My mind is at a standstill. I became so complacent, which is not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Don't become complacent. But it's been 20 years. 20 years of marital bliss.
Don't sit here and lie to these people.
It's
There wasn't no marital bliss.
It's been marital bliss. We have not had any major problems in our marriage.
What do you call a major problem?
We have not had any major problems in our
What is
marriage.
a major problem?
Major problems, like we have not had the problems of not having an open relationship, open communication. We always have open communication.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you saying only thing is major is somebody cheating or something like that of that nature?
I feel like that's pretty major.
Yeah, that's
why
the top of the list for me.
That's
cheating.
why it's always good to be open about everything. Talk about the things that you do, say, go, be with people that you're with. That's why it's good to be open about it. You don't leave no room for error.
Okay.
So, just, I guess that's one of my don'ts. Don't be so closed in about everything that's going on with you. Like, be open with your partner about things that are going on with you as an individual, because if you allow those things to attack you as an individual, it is going to attack your marriage as a couple.
Okay, so my one was, don't hinder your wife at an early stage by telling her she don't have to work. And you saying your don't is, what's your don't? Communication? Don't communicate?
No, communicate, for
Okay,
sure.
well, that's a do then.
So that's my do.
Okay, our first
You
do
are
is
going to
make
communicate
sure that you communicate. Mine was
about
a don't,
everything.
and her was a do. So do is make sure you communicate.
Whether it's good or bad, because we have our hiccups.
That's a do.
Just go ahead and get it out. I promise you, you will feel free. And we're going to talk about feeling free in just a minute, all right? We're going to talk about feeling free in just a minute.
She did a do. Now it's time for me to do a do. A do, okay. My number one do is to being more, in my case, being more talkative. And no, I'm kind of talkative.
No, you're not.
I'm talking about relationship wise. Okay, I got one. My number two, as a man, Making sure that you express your feelings. Yes, that's a good one. Making sure you express your feelings. In the beginning, I wouldn't really express my feelings. In the beginning. First, maybe 5-6 years probably. Maybe longer. Not really expressing my feelings, right? And I'm going to tell you what I end up doing. When you don't express your feelings, in the long run, your spouse, my wife, won't respect your feelings. Let me say this again. If you don't express your feelings in the beginning, in the long run, your spouse, my wife, will not respect your feelings. Why? Because she's going to think you don't have no feelings. It ain't her fault. It's not her fault. It's my fault. Because I didn't express my feelings in the beginning. You see? If you don't express your feelings cannot be respected. And if your feelings are not respected, my wife, if you don't respect my feelings, then I'm going to feel disrespected. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let me bring it back to the beginning. It's not her fault that she don't respect my feelings. It's my fault she don't respect my feelings. But if you don't tell her it's disrespectful that she don't respect your feelings, then it's her fault. After I expressed to her that I feel disrespected, that she don't respect my feelings. You see? So you can't expect somebody to respect you or disrespect you in any way unless you make sure that they understand that you have the feelings. And that was a problem in the beginning. I never expressed my feelings. So I got disrespected when it came to my feelings. But after I started to express to her that I got feelings, I just don't cry. Most men don't cry. But women are, they're criers a lot of times. They don't mind crying and expressing their feelings. So that means their feelings get more respect because they show their feelings more often. And men feelings get disrespected because they don't show their feelings that often. But we are programmed to be men. We are programmed to be providers. We are programmed to be strong. We're not programmed to be weak. But showing your feelings is not being weak. That's really being strong in reverse. You just have to understand that and be old enough and wise enough within your mind to understand that. So I want to take this time to say I'm sorry for not respecting myself enough to show you my feelings.
I'm going to let you revise that.
Revise what?
I don't want you to say you're sorry because I don't believe that you're a sorry man. I would rather you say I apologize. So let's go. I apologize.
I apologize.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead on with the rest of what you said. That was the only word that that's such a weak word to use.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay. Now you just get on with what you got to say now. What's your second? That was a do for me. So what's a don't for you?
Don't bottle up your feelings. It doesn't matter if you don't want to show how you feel. You don't bottle up your feelings. You talk about the way how you feel. I don't wait a year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to tell you how I feel. I'm going to tell you right then and there. This is how I feel that day, the moment that it happened. I'm not going to shut down. I'm not going to do none of that because I want you to know at that moment how I felt. That's just like, let me give you a prime example. You know when your kids act up in the store when they're young, you discipline them at that moment. You don't wait until you get into the car or wait until you got home because then I forgot about what they done did. And then all of a sudden they got amnesia. They don't know what the hell you talking about. So that's why you should be open once again with how you feel. Let it out. It's okay to tell someone, your spouse, your individual, your partner, whomever, how you feel. It's okay. We were built with feelings. We're supposed to talk about how we feel. So that's my don't.
So your do and your don't is a reversal of the same thing.
Yes. It's different
Be
scenarios.
expressful and then don't hold things.
Exactly.
And you sound like you're real passionate about that.
I'm very passionate about it because that's what I do.
That's what you do.
Yep. I don't tell you how I feel.
You hurting my feelings. See what I'm saying? You don't care about your feelings. I just proved it to you. Look at you smiling. I just told her she hurt my feelings, that she's still smiling over there. You see, it's a smile. But if she told me I hurt her feelings, I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'm gonna have to make sure she feel better. You see what I'm saying? But let's get on with the conversation. Number 3.
How many numbers are we going through?
How much time do you got, Joshua? Check the time.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't want to go up too long, though.
Hey Siri, what time is it?
Joe, that's not right, Joe. Don't worry about
Go ahead, Renzo, with your number 3.
it. Number 3.
It's 11:19 p.m.
You're welcome.
Number 3. We're going off the head here, y'all. We're not stripped here.
No.
We're going off the head, man. Number 3. This could be a do or a don't. Let's see, a do or a don't.
A do.
I just did a...
Do. Do's are much more positive than don'ts. Do's would get
Yeah,
you
but
further.
don'ts are going to take you further than do's. But both of them, they're equal. The do's and the don'ts are equal. You know, everything in moderation. That's all it is. Everything in moderation. Let's say she want to do. A do is that you got to learn your spouse, my wife. You got to learn their positive ways, their negative ways, their ups, their downs, the things that make them happy, the things that make them sad. You got to learn them. You got to learn them. It's very important that you learn them, because when you learn your spouse, you start to know how to cater to your spouse in different ways. You know? You got to take the time to understand them. You got to take the time to learn what tick them off or what make them happy. You got to do that, man. You got to do that. And then you got to go a little extra, do a little extra in the process. If they got dreams, goals, you got to try to push their dreams and their goals as fast as possible and as early as possible. Once again, so that they won't be so far behind when it's time to be great. You understand? So what's your do?
I'm going to do a don't. Don't always do the same things over and over again. See, I'm the type of person, I like to be adventurous. I like to do things that give you an adrenaline rush. I like to switch things up. I'm not a predictable person. But my husband likes to keep things in moderation, and he likes to keep the same routine going. He's very predictable. I'm not predictable.
Well, let me stop you for a second. These are do's and don'ts.
We talking about the don'ts.
We're not throwing slam
I'm
at each
not
other.
throwing no
Because
slam.
if you want to start throwing slam in mud and getting dirty and hitting the
We're
loaded
not
belt,
talking about it.
you're not talking about. You're going the wrong direction.
I didn't
We
interrupt
got to
you.
write you a script.
I didn't interrupt you
We
when
got
you were
to
doing yours.
write you a script because you're not staying on task here.
Do not be predictable. Don't always have a routine so that your spouse knows what you're doing, because that becomes boring in a marriage. That's all I'm getting at. If you switch things up and you do things differently, like for instance, my hair, right? I am naturally curly. Like my curls are to my scalp. I straighten my hair out. Every once in a while, I may put some color in it. Just small things like that. And it's not only for my spouse. No, it's for me, because when I look in the mirror, I want to be different. I want to have a different routine going. So, and not only, you know, your appearance, but other things that you do, places you go, people that you're with. You don't have to stay in that same box all the time. You can step outside that box, break those walls. Those walls are waiting for you to be broken. So don't always do the same thing, y'all. Just switch it up.
So she just expressed to y'all that I'm boring and she's the spontaneous one. And I feel like I need to explain why, but that's not what this is all about. That's not what this is all about. This is about the do's and the don'ts. But you don't sit there and try to express something about me that then made me look like a whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
You know what I'm saying? So what am I supposed to do here now? But you don't try to throw me up under the bus.
I did not
when
try
I
to throw you
when
under
I
the
have not
bus.
tried to throw you up under the bus yet.
If Lorenzo had the type of personality that I had, we would be, I don't know. If Lorenzo had the type of personality that we had, we would be like dirt broke. Okay? Like we would not have no coins at all. It has to be a balance. And I feel like with us, we have a great balance because I always want to go, travel, have fun, always have something to do. I suffer from FOMO. It is what it is. Lorenzo could care less about FOMO, but that's the balance. He saves, I don't save. I'm not a good saver. Oh my goodness, I just said that out loud. I am not a good saver. I spend. Lorenzo always thinks about saving, and investing. That's not my thing. My thing is about making memories for us and the family. That's just me. That's a good explanation.
It is a good explanation. But once again, that's not a true representation of me. The truth is, I can't be like her even when I want to be like her, because once again, I'm a balanced type person. If she always doing, then that means I can't do. I have to stop doing what I want to do and let her do. And be this boring person because she's always doing. So that means I regress.
You digress.
I digress within myself and hold myself back so she can have all the fun she wants. And once again, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. You see what I'm saying? Not realizing that you're having too much fun and your spouse is not having enough fun, and you don't have the mental capability to stop having fun so your husband can have fun, is very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. But once again, it goes back to what I said in the beginning. When you bottle your feelings up and you don't express your feelings will always get disrespected. And it's not her fault that she disrespect your feelings. It's your fault she disrespect your feelings because you didn't express your feelings. So go ahead, what you saying? Are you finished?
So to switch the page for a second, right? I have seen my husband have fun. You know, it's like, okay, all right, he had a little bit of fun for like an hour. All right, it's whatever. But for our 20th year anniversary in 2021, we went to Montego Bay, Jamaica, right? And we were there for what, 7 days?
No, we came back a day early.
We came back a day early, so we stayed for 6 days, and I cannot wait to go again. But that was the only time in a long time that I saw Lorenzo like get loose, have some fun, have a little drink, and enjoy himself. Dance, didn't care. I will dance with no rhythm because I don't care if someone is watching me. I don't care if somebody's looking at me. Oh my gosh, she having the rhythm. So what? Lorenzo had fun, y'all.
I had fun.
He
Yeah,
had
I had
fun.
But you got to understand, I had fun because what? I didn't have to worry about driving because my wife is going to have fun wherever she go at, and I got to worry about driving. So I gotta be the designated driver every time, right?
Not necessarily. Let me stop you there.
No, stop. Most of the time, I gotta be the designated driver because she gonna have fun, and I know I gotta be vigilant in where I'm at, and I gotta pay attention. My wife, when she have fun, she don't pay attention. So I gotta be the designated driver and the security guard because she gonna have fun, and she gonna get drunk, and then I'm gonna have to take care of her.
I don't get drunk now.
She gonna have too much fun. How do you wanna word it? She gonna have too much fun, and I got to pay attention. You see, so that's why I'm always in a serious mode, paying attention, because you gotta protect what's dear to you. And my wife, being who she are, a very beautiful woman, a very eye catcher, and she's a Tweety bird. She just loved the, be talking, chitter, chatter, and be out there all in people's face, and they being all in her face, and you know what I'm saying, and you keep on playing games, somebody be done goddamn, kidnap her or some shit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's just the way I think. You know what I'm saying? But that's just that on that, man.
But the Jamaica trip, and we're gonna share some pictures
beautiful,
in this video.
It
was amazing.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I cannot wait to go back and take my kids with me this time. Yeah.
So what you just did, or do or don't?
That was a highlight.
That was a highlight. You throw me up under the bus.
The highlight was the Montego Bay trip.
Yeah, you had a beautiful time. A beautiful time with that.
I cannot wait until our next vacation.
Another do. A do is early in a relationship. I should have kept my workout schedule up. When in the beginning I used to work out all the time. So a do, I would definitely at an early stage continue your workout schedule. Definitely continue your workout schedule. Don't work for others more than you work for yourself. In the early relationship, I worked for my family more than I worked for myself. Meaning that I go out here and I work. I go out here and I run these long hours, run these long loads, make the money, but I'm on the road working. Make the money, but getting fat out here on the road working. You see what I'm saying? So your health is your real wealth. Your health is your real wealth. If you ain't gonna work out, you might as well just stop working because you're gonna die early anyway. You see what I'm saying? So what good is working so hard out there and building something and you die early and your wife go get another man? Shit, let her work hard and die on her own. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it now. I'm gonna work. I ain't working so hard anymore, killing myself, and I ain't working on myself first. So that's why I'm working out more. I'm at the house more, working a little more with my health, because your health is your real wealth. Your health is your real wealth. So the do is work out more. Work out more. Work out more. That's the key. Work out more, and you can live a longer, more healthier life. Brother, you felt some kind of on that or something?
Yeah, I did. Because you don't say I'm going to get another man. Who's to say I'm going to go get another man?
What do you mean? If I die early, what are you going to do? You a sexual woman, what are you going to do?
I might go get a woman.
But damn, you need to go get a woman now then.
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt when you just said you should probably go get another man. Why can't women don't have to have a man in their life? They can be by themselves. They don't. I've seen so many women.
And what are they doing by
the
themselves?
husband had passed, and they are okay with being by themselves.
Hey, you ain't gonna be by yourself. It's like that foolishness. Somebody gonna have to service you. I ain't want to hear all that shit.
My.
So health is wealth, y'all. I'm a realist. I think real things. I don't think crazy stuff. I think real stuff. If I die early, I already know she gonna get another man. Yeah, and that's life. That's life. But you finished what you were saying?
I'm just over here shaking my head.
For what? What you shaking your head for?
I don't like talking about death.
That's life. That's part. Death is a part of life. Death is a part of life.
You know, in the beginning, Lorenzo was talking about how he felt like by him telling me that I didn't have to work. And that way I wasn't able to fulfill a lot of my, my earlier dreams and aspirations. But I feel like now my kids are older now, and we have had this conversation before. When I graduated high school, I never wanted to go to college. I did not want to go to college, okay? My mom was like, you going to college, okay? So for me to get out of my mama's house and go see the world, I went to college. That's where I met Lorenzo at. But I wanted to be a flight attendant. Our kids are 14 and 18 now, right? We just flew with American Airlines. So, of course, my mind is like, well, I could do this like part-time. I could go and get a job, be a flight attendant, travel the world for a couple of days and come back home and be home the other 4 days of the week. It's not a bad idea. It is one of my dreams. But I guess that is table for now. I did have another dream, and I wanted to write a book. And at first, I was kind of lenient about it. I finished the book like 3 years ago, and I felt like I felt open enough to express how I felt, things that I was thinking, my struggles, things that I've went through, everything that I put into the book. I don't think that I got a chance to tell Lorenzo about every single thing that I went through that is in the book, because I recorded some of it. I wrote it down in notebooks and stuff, but I did a thing and I went on ahead and I published a book, and it made me feel so good. And it's called Frustrated But Free, or Am I? And now I feel like my personal struggles have been set free, because now I feel like now I can be Charcetta. I can be the true person I am. In the beginning of our marriage, Lorenzo always just be like, come on, Charcetta, come on with all that. And I'm just like, this is who I am. I'm not going to change who I am to appease anybody else, because that's my personality. But I was frustrated, but now I'm free. And this book tells like the vast majority of my life, and it feels good. I wrote this book right here because of Lorenzo. He was like, get a notebook, start writing down how you feel, things that you've been through, things that you go through. I talked about Lorenzo a lot in the book. I talked about, in one chapter, I talked about sad eyes, because a lot of times Lorenzo was on the road a whole lot, and we would have disagreements while he was on the road, because I was at home, trying to raise 2 boys. One needed more attention than the other, and Lorenzo was not here for me. So I felt like I kind of went back into, not having as much guidance, because he was always gone a lot, and I needed him. So when he did come home to be with Jeremiah and Joshua, things did a 360 really, really fast. But then at that same time, I felt like my routine of doing things the way how I did it, Lorenzo tried to change those things. So, it's never going to be perfect. It's always like it's pull and pull. It's like pull and push constantly, because he's going to want me to do things his way, and I'm stuck in doing things my way. So that's what we have to learn, how to compromise with one another. And it works out really good, because still this day, after 20 years of being married, I still like to go. I like to go. I'm like, what are we doing next? What's next? And Lorenzo likes to sit home and be comfortable. I like to go out and mingle and mix. So, and I've always been like that. Even when he was on the road, my kids would go with my mama. I would go out. it has always been like that. That's not something that has just started. But now that Lorenzo is home, it's a little bit different because now I gotta be respectful and be like, Lorenzo, is it cool with you if I go out? Is it cool with you if I hang out with a girlfriend for the weekend? So, and then, I feel like a lot of women have not taken advantage of this right here. I'm starting to see it more, and I'm really happy that they're starting to do it. But self-care is the best care. Even if it's just for a day or 2 days, like, it is always good to just have that quiet time to reflect on you. Because if you don't take care of this vessel right here, how are you going to be any good to your husband? How are you going to be any good to your children? It's just a time for thinking. And people always say, oh goodness, that's just a time for you to get away from your family. It is a time away from the family, but I'm not trying to get away from them. But I am trying to have some time to self-reflect on who I am, things that I'm doing, things that I'm going through mentally. Because just because I'm going through it doesn't mean I put all that on Lorenzo. Because if I put all my burdens onto him, then he is going to be even more stressed out. So a lot of things, I try not to tell him everything, but at that same time, I tell him enough so that it will show on my face. And I don't want it to show on my face because he's going to ask me what's going on. And if I say nothing, well, that's a lie. So, and I'm not with all that. I would just rather just have open communication. But I ramble enough. Frustrated but free. I'm free.
You can get it at, so.
You can get it on Amazon. And not only in the United States, you can get it in the Ukraine, you can get it in Russia, you can get it in Jamaica, you can get it in all countries right now. They're available. So check me out. It's available.
All right. See, I'm offloaded a lot there. I forgot what I meant to say. Around so long.
Oh.
I meant to talk about something you said. But,
Was it about self-care? Was it about going out? Was it about me being at home, raising the kids by myself while you was on the road?
It was something. But let's move on. I also have a book coming out too called Little Poopy Poop.
Mm-hmm.
Get the cover, Joshua. Get the cover. The cover over there, Joshua. I already drew the front cover already. I got to do some more illustrations. My own illustration on the floor, Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yours, baby. You present
set
it.
up, you right there, baby. Stop. That's the cover of Little Poopy Poop right there. That's my book. It's about a little mouse that poops around the house.
Oh,
It's a kid's book. But that's the cover right there. I got to do some more illustrations and it's simple drawing. Ain't nothing too extravagant. It's just, me and the little things that I do. I got a poem book coming out too. But we'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
See, we talented over here. We do a lot of different things. And we have just scratched the surface of many more things that we can do. We just got to put forth that masterful effort to be great. We all got the talents. We just keep pushing them aside. And before you know, 20-something years and shot by, and you done set on your talents all these years, and you ain't did nothing with them. So that's all about self-care too. Taking care of the gifts that you're blessed with, putting the gifts that you're blessed with to work. Because if you do what you love, what they say, you'll never work a day in your life. Because you being your greatest self at all times. So that's a little gem you can, put it in your mind and marinate it with it.
Funny thing you said marinate. I was thinking that same thing. You said marinate. I'm thinking about barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, I got a barbecue sauce. Once again, there's a lot of gifts and talents, man. We all got them, but we just don't put them to work. I got a barbecue sauce. I got a it's called Big Box. What is it called? Big Box?
Big Box barbecue.
Big Box barbecue sauce, or something like that. I got a hot sauce called the Green Monster. And I got a fry sauce too. Yeah, see, we all got so many talents, man. We just got to put them to work, you know. You just got to be great. You do so many things, you know. We just sometimes get lost in the sauce, you know. You just don't put things to work properly. You just let life take over, and you don't take over life. You know, stop letting life take over and take over life, man. You know, put out that work. Put out that work, and that worker take care of you. It definitely will take care of you. So what else another do and don't?
No.
I mean, we got plenty more up, but we'll table some of them for another time, you know.
Yeah, it's a new season, so might
It'll
be time for some new starts.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing these pretty regular. You know, do's and don'ts. We'll be doing these pretty regular. We gonna write down the ones we did tonight, so we'll keep on hitting on the same topics. We're gonna have different topics to bring to y'all, man. I mean, 20 something years, you know, we got some experience, you know. We got some experience, you know. We butt heads, man. We butt heads. We say what's on each other's mind. I don't hold my feelings back anymore. You know, she never hold her feelings back. So it's a beautiful thing, man, to be free. It's a beautiful thing to be frustrated but free. You understand? It's a beautiful thing to be free, man. And this right here is this is my rock right here, man. This is my rock. This is also my parachute that, you know, that saved me sometime, and is also my parachute that hold me back sometime too. So, you know, a parachute can be good if you falling, but it can be bad if you're trying to run. You see what I'm saying? So it was a compliment, and I took the compliment back at the same time.
I heard it. I caught it.
Wow.
But that's life, though. That's life. Sometimes I'm a parachute that catch her, and sometimes I'm a parachute that hold her back. You know? But you gotta understand, you know, this is what I'm gonna hit on right here. You know. In a relationship, you are what you was taught. You know, you are what you were taught. And sometimes you try to live out another person's reality. You know, I used to be angry, but I had no reason to be angry. You see what I'm saying? I had no reason to be angry. But, you know, I was living through somebody else's experience. You know, and sometimes I tell my wife the same thing. You can't keep trying to operate in the way that somebody else operates when you're in a whole different situation. You're in a good situation over here. You don't have to operate like you're in a bad situation. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you can be operating and running through life, living through problems that is not even your problems, or reacting in a way that you don't have no business reacting. You just reacting that way because you was taught to react that way, and that's a bad thing, because you will put yourself in a situation or in many different predicaments that you have no business being in. You know, all because either you won't listen because you was taught not to listen, or you was taught to be so blunt and so in your face, or so disrespectful in a sense, when the person you got it from was that way because they was that way, because they grew up a certain way, or because they was treated a certain way, or because they was alone for so long that they had to be that type of way. You see, but you pick up their ways when you're not even in the same situation. So you start living exactly like they live in that situation, where your situation is completely different. You know? But you treat it just like you living in the situation that they're in. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to distinguish the two. You got to be able to, you know, live in somebody's situation but not bring that situation home with you. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I try to break down to my wife sometimes. You know, you're not in those situations. You're in a different situation that don't require that type of reaction. It don't require that type of motivation. That don't require that type of reaction or disrespect. You understand? And sometimes she get it and sometimes she don't. But I'm gonna compromise regardless of what, because I'm in it forever. I ain't going nowhere. So I'm gonna always compromise and I'm gonna always try to work through it. Because you my rock, man. You understand that? You don't have to
treat me like you're my rock.
You don't have to be so hard with me. You can melt and I'll lick you up.
What? No.
I said when you melt,
No, stop.
maybe I'm going too far already. Let me stop and drink some water.
Oh my gosh.
All right, y'all. We done did enough for the night. We started at a rocky moment, and now we back to the love. But we back to the love. I couldn't stand her. However long we've been on when we first started this, I couldn't stand her today. Now we back to the love. This is our therapeutic sessions right here. That's what I'm gonna call it. These are the therapeutic sessions of a 20-year marriage.
Oh yeah.
This is very therapeutic.
It is.
I like when we talk it out, and then it just feels, once we get finished, it feels so beautiful.
It feels like a load has been lifted.
It feels so beautiful, right?
Because you have expressed how you feel.
Mm-hmm. Come on, give me a hug.
No, man.
Get away from me. All right, y'all, we're gonna end it out. Beautiful.
Applause.
We got it done, y'all. We come back, y'all, with many more sessions, therapeutic moments.
Maybe
from the
back in
Graham
Jamaica.
family, y'all. Peace, peace,
GF4
peace,
out.
GF4 Entertainment, y'all. We out.